Welcome back to what Arty Noobs. This is a Pz.Sfl 4B, or otherwise known as a grasshopper or high shrekker. And this one's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka under the command of UKSkaface. Okay, battle started. Now this tier 4 German SPG has the same gun as you'll find on the 105 FH18B2. Yes, it's the very same gun. And so it's got the same amount of accuracy, but it just doesn't have the same fire rate. This one, 13.08 seconds, with one on the Fifi will do about 8 seconds to 9 seconds. So if you're lucky enough to have a Lefty, you can get a fantastic fire rate. With this thing though, what you do get is a turret, and that turret allows you to fire over quite a wide arc of the battlefield. Now, there's no enemy turned up yet in this position, but there normally is one. And oh, our Lux has just gone over there, and the enemy Lux has gone in and attacked our Lux in the bowl. We fire a quick round in but missed the target. And in the meantime, we've got a... Is that a jumbo? Yes, it is a jumbo. Sherman jumbos managed to make it to the centre line. An M4A3 EZ2. And the round actually bounced off the front of the tank. You can see where it impacted on the front plate, just above the lower plate. Okay, he's loaded another round. Going for a Panzer 38NA. Trying to wait until it's stationary or near stationary before he opens fire, and that 14 TP is, well, very badly damaged, and he goes down, taken out by an M10 RBFM somewhere in the back. We're trying to get a shot on that Panzer 38NA, line up and shot, and rounds out and misses the target, I'm afraid. So the scores are even at the moment, but UKSkaface is not having a very good time hitting these targets. Oh, that's a bit better. There's a KV-85 right at the back, and he's not actually moving, and that will be a big mistake for him if he gets hit by an Arty round. Rounds out, just lands behind him. Now the 105 FH18B2 and this Arty have the same alpha damage, 410, but there's different penetrations. Unfortunately, the high shrekker will do 26mm of armor with a burst radius of 1.91, which is the same as the Leffy. So the same alpha damage, less penetration. And that one landed right next door to his tracks, damaged the tracks of the heavy tank. Okay, M4A1 in the back, but he's disappeared from sight. And the Sherman Jumbo's moving up. He knows that as long as he keeps his fronts, and you can see how many rounds have bounced off the front plate, but an HE round should do damage to him. And in fact, that shell landed on the turret ring, so I would be surprised if that hasn't damaged his turret ring. Cromwell up on top of the hill, darling in. That looks good. Rounds out. Near enough, but not quite on the mark. RNG said no. He's marked the spot for his next round. Still trying to get that Cromwell. Rounds out. And it hits the ground where he was last seen, but he's probably pulled back a bit. Looks like UKSkaface is going to give it another go. Just adjust the aim slightly. Ah, now this is interesting. A Hetzer's moved forward. And he's turned. And he's backing up. And UKSkaface fires around in, lands near him and tracks him in place. Yeah, you can see he's lost his track on one side, but nobody on our team is in a position to take advantage of it, so unfortunately on that occasion UKSkaface misses out. Okay, I think one of the other Artys on our team was targeting a KV-1, but he lost sight of it. That jumbo has actually moved over to the other side of the battlefield. And now he's fighting over there. Rounds out. Nearby, but not close enough. He's holding fire for the moment. He does have plenty of shells, but he's waiting until that enemy comes into sight again. And, oh, this is interesting. A KV-1's gone up to the railway crossing at the centre of the map, and he's sitting astride that, and he's getting pummeled by everyone, and he gets taken down. Now the KV-85's popped up as well, and he just killed our KV-85. But UKSkaface puts a round into him for 140, and he didn't like that, and he pulled back, and he has received damage from other players. Now, it should be noted that this Arty is one of the ones that's due for removal from the tech tree and going to be placed in the collector's tab on the in-game store. And that's a bit of a pity, because this Arty does actually teach you somewhat about how the 105 light field howitzer actually works. Now the same gun is actually shown on, or is mounted on the Vespa, but that's another Arty that's actually going to be disappearing out of the tech tree and going into the collector's tab. So if you don't learn how to use that particular gun, how are you going to play with the Fifi? Well, I suppose you're going to have to just buy the Fifi and find out for yourself if you get the chance. But it is a huge mistake by Wargaming to take these Arty out of the tech trees, because these Arty do actually teach you how to play the various Artys that are further up the tech tree. Well, we've lost sight of the KV-85. There he is. He's actually gone back the other side. Lining up a shot. Round out. Oh, onto the engine bay. 53 hit points. And he took some damage directly after that, so I'm pretty sure that UKSkaface has picked up some damage assist. He fires another round in, but unfortunately the KV-85 moved on. Now, German Arty normally has a very narrow arc of fire, but it's quite a relief actually to have an Arty which actually has quite a wide arc, because when you actually change the aim and alter it laterally, you maintain most of your dialed in capability. Most of your gun is already specifically dialed in, because the vehicle remains stationary even though the arc has actually moved. On that occasion, or just now, the arc of the vehicle did actually have to move, and you've just seen the vehicle's moved again, and that increases the size of the reticule. But after a few moments, the reticule dials in, and even if the target moves slightly laterally, you don't lose or get any reticule bloom. Don't lose your aim or get any reticule bloom, I should say. Well, there's only 5 of them left on their team. There's 6 on the enemy team. And I think UKSkaface has decided that it'd probably be better if he was over the other side of the battlefield, because the enemy actually has, or is close. And there's the Cromwell. He's very close. He's at the crossing. And UKSkaface has suddenly realised, I'm in a lot of danger, and he needs to get out of here quick. He's probably going to take some fire from that Cromwell as he's moving across. Now the Germans actually built 13 of these, and I think it was 13 actually were used on mostly in the Russian front, but the Americans actually managed to capture 1, and that was taken over to the United States, to the Aberdeen Proving Grounds, and it's now been fully restored, and I believe it's at Pz.Sfl where the US Artillery School is, and it's in perfect condition. It's a beautiful example of engineering. And in fact, the whole idea of this Arty was to actually build one which could have a turret that could be removed. And that Cromwell's coming across the battlefield towards the High Shrek. And that was a round from an M44, landed right next door to him. Only did 68 hit points of damage, but it shows that the enemy knows where he is. And he needs to get into cover so the enemy can't see him. The Cromwell's gone. And, well, he's loading. There's only 4 left on their team, but there's only 4 on the enemy team now. think he's going to join his teammates and go south as a group. And this is also a good tactic, because if the enemy does try to cap, then the Arty will be sitting somewhere around the midline, can shoot back, whilst one of the light tanks, in this case the Lux, goes back and spots for us. The enemy team have got that KV-85. They've also managed to get a Chinu, which is a Japanese premium tank. Okay, this is a good position. He's turning to face the cap, just waiting for that KV-85 to appear. And the KV-85 is not capping, he's actually coming after them. There he is, lining up a shot. Oh, it just went long. It shot over the top of the KV-85, but he knows he's being fired at. And the Lux is firing at him as well. And the Lux got the kill. And there's the Chinu. And the Chinu gets taken out by the Firefly. And that means now they've got the advantage, because there's only 2 enemies left. And they're both Arty, and the Birch Gun's been found. And there's the M44. And he's ignoring the M44. Oh, he's ignoring the Birch Gun, rather. He was going for the Birch Gun. He was going for the M44, but the Birch Gun got taken out by the Firefly, and that's the end of the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats and see how UKSkaface got on. Well, it's an ace tanker for UKSkaface in the Pz.Sfl 4B. The High-Shrek, and it's also his first ace tanker in this vehicle. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7 in this one, and his win rate for the game was 2-3-4-3, which is very good. Let's have a look at team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. Note that went to the FV304. He was actually playing as a traditional Burt Wood. He's running all over the battlefield, hitting everyone. 1,239 hit points of damage to him. 1,230 hit points to the P43 Biz, and 1,163 goes to the M44 in the enemy team. When it came to kills, well, the Firefly did the best. He got 5 kills, the FV304 got 4, and the P43 Biz and Lux got 2 apiece. The KV-85 managed to get 3, and their M10 and Cromwell got 2 apiece. Unfortunately, UKSkaface didn't get any kills, only 782 hit points of damage. But when it came to base XP, well, he's in the top 4 on his team. The Lux came first. He managed to pick up a All-X medal, 685 base XP, 670 for the FV304, 652 for the Firefly, and 649 for UKSkaface. He fired 22 rounds, got 5 direct hits, no penetration, 14 splash, damage of 782 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He actually received 1 hit by way of splash damage. That was from the M44. He damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 0, and did 745 hit points of damage assistance. So yes, he did damage some enemy tanks or enemy tanks that he damaged and tracked were damaged by teammates. 22,851 credits, that was for the battle. 10,740 for holiday ops, total 33,591, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 30,229 credits. He received 973 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,948 from holiday ops, took away 3,895 experience points altogether. The Pz.Sfl is a fun Arty to play. It is difficult because of the 105mm gun. Doesn't do as much damage as the 15cm gun that you get on the Gorilla or the Sturmpanzer II. But it is fun to play because, of course, it has that wide arc of fire. And, of course, you are using the 105mm gun, so it does allow you to practice your skills that you would use on the Leffy. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching.